Continuing on through the generations, it's time for a TenMon challenge of Pokemon Y, meaning if any of my Pokemon faint, they're gone forever. I unlock one after each gym, but I start with 2, because everyone needs a friend. And while I've sunk over 2,000 hours into Gen 6, I've only played through the story one time, so this should be fun. Although the plan is to release this video before ZA comes out, so I guess you guys will know how I did. As usual, I grab LingLing and our first teammate Yuzu, and since there's nothing else we can do, we head to Viola to try and get our first gym badge. To activate LingLing's guts, oh damn, I really don't remember this generation's gym fights just being a straight up rave. Well, as I was saying, to trigger guts boost, paralysis is our only option so early into this game. I think it's our best tactic, and we just pray to not get paralyzed, as Yuzu is currently useless. Come on LingLing. Trust the process, see the vision, 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 trust the process, see the vision! Oh damn, it actually worked. And just like that, we've got our second friend, Vex the Smoochum. I then get LingLing to prove he's better than all the Kanto starters combined, and since we're forced to receive one of them, I just pick Squirtle to be your HM slave. This is the PR studio. You can jam 10 seconds of video with every atom of your awesomeness and show everyone how cool you are. I'll put my heart into those 10 seconds and put it out there for the world to see. Oh damn, Pokemon Y invented TikTok. What is it, Yuzu? What's got you all excited? It's probably all the French architecture. Hey, did you know my NBL comic is set here?
That man is using Kalos as an excuse to spread sexy N propaganda.
Well, let's hope it's as big as they say!
I'll feed him to my Hydreigon.
Stop right now, or I'm getting out my fairy type!
It got published.
It's a good thing, too. You were this close to losing your Hydreigon! Everything beautiful should stay that way forever. I would end the world in an instant so that beauty never fades. If you'll excuse me.
What an odd thing to say.
Anyway, on to Route 5 and... Did you get drawn in by this boy's aura or something? Yeah, I've been aura farming lately, and I sense your puppy can tell. How about lady, you and I, Okay, I'm going back to Reddit. I assure you that you'll love field work.
We are always opposed to intellectuals doing hard labor.
You've got to be kidding. It costs money to go inside? This is how the rich get richer. Well, if worse comes to worse, there is always...
Chop, 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 chop.
A Reshiram statue? But that means... Thank you for that tiny bit of trouble you went through. Rendezvous at the balcony. Do you understand? Ren, D's, vows. Hey buddy, I'm saving my vows for my wife. Well, I head up to the balcony and... But as I get to watch the fireworks, I think how each firework gets shot out of a cannon, as they would have dating back to ancient China, showing off a trail of sparkles before erupting in a blaze of glory, only to fade away to mere smoke and dust. And in life, we're much like these fireworks. We come into the world swimming through the smoke, a foundation that was laid from those that came before us, that influences us in tiny ways the ancestors couldn't have predicted. We then get to lay down our own path. Yes, we are constrained in the larger sense, but we do get to choose the type of person we want to be and become, just not who we once were. We can lay down sparkles and influence along our whole path, shining for our whole career, or choose to make our mark in one defining moment to represent who we are, or who we were, who we want to be remembered as. And we cannot last forever. We fade into the forgotten, just as those before us, laying a path down for those to come next. And like these fireworks, a human isn't magnificent because there's one that lasts forever. A lone firework is hardly a show, no matter how bright. To make a spectacular show, you need help. We are a beautiful thing to watch because we work together. And since this one shot, this one life is all we know for absolute certain we're ever going to have, you should make sure to enjoy the ride. And make sure to let others shine and not stifle them. Fireworks are more beautiful when you give them space, aren't they? Do you need an explanation about our powers? Let's get started, shall we? It's bonding time. That was a nice and hey, you're just gonna dip? Welcome, future archaeologists.
Or as I like to call you, future exhibits.
He's good.
Oh hey, look at this sea fatal. With that vibrant hair color, you remind me of that one guy.
Flashback.
Wouldn't you rather remain young and beautiful forever and always play such roles? You were chosen to be a movie star, correct? Isn't it your duty to be ever beautiful? Hi, I'm Lysander, and in this TED Talk I will explain why Leonardo DiCaprio's views on women should be adopted nationwide.
End of flashback.
Wait, how did the rocks respawn after I went into the cave? Are they like falling from the sky or something? In which case I am suddenly a lot more scared for my well-being. You have a fossil, don't you? Shall I restore it for you? Yeah, I just grabbed that dragonite fossil up there. It looks like it'll make a good HM slave.
Thanks.
Mr. Bonding, please, I need to know how to give my girlfriend an O that good. Okay, fine, we can O now, but... Again? Damn, you really dropped your load and hit the road, huh? Well, because the second gym is so far into the game for some reason, I can have LingLing evolve before the gym fight, which is all the more useful because... Smack. Well, at least we had a nice gay rainbow to look at while we fought, but a new badge means a new friend, and now we get Mint, the Mr. Mime. They make pretty good maids too. Moving past Geosenge, we then get to have a little honor battle between one LingLing and two El Urios. Oh, and with the next level cap, Vex can evolve. Oh, and since we're avoiding trainers, trying not to overlevel, and we want a lot of repels to speed through this, we're a bit low on cash. Well, I think we can do something with Vex to make a little extra on the side.
I thought we could make a little home movie!
Next I have to fight Serena for a Mega Ring I can't actually use, and just to BM, I've decided to do it all with Yuzu since she's recently learned Tail Glow. First I get Mint to encore the Meowstic into Light Screen, then Yuzu can get a +6 and just start attacking just as the light screen ends. Fire Psychic actually rips through my team, so it's a pretty good thing I can one-shot the Brewer. That crit was close. Well, I still got the Volbeat sweep. I then get forced against my will to use the Mega Ring, and El Ucario wants to come with me. But it turns out you can just say no. You can do this as many times as you want for maximum puppy sadness.
No, sorry. I'm not leaving. Sorry, not leaving. Not quite yet. I'm sorry. I'm not leaving. I like creating disappointment. You know that little moment where people's hope dies? I feed on that. You know, as a matter of fact, it ain't. Oh, that's heaven.
Gym 3, and because we've got Mint, we can pretty easily just encore the Mienfoo into Fake Out, giving us free turns to set up a Reflect and a Sub, and then sweep with extra protection. The battles will get more interesting, I promise. But now, to go with Mint, I brought along her worst nightmare, Doki, who fittingly has the Prankster ability. And remember to eat your leftovers, kids. Ramos time, and against Jumpluff, I lead Vex, whose Forewarn alerts me to a potential Grass Knot. Cerebi, you lied to- I should probably start trusting you. But this Grass Knot is a problem. LingLing weighs over 150 kilograms, so that will do max damage against him if it comes out. Vex leads off strong by getting the quad effective Powder Snow for the one-shot. Next in is Go-Goat, and since I can probably take one hit, I go in for a second Powder Snow, hitting for just under half. Always a painful damage roll to see as the goat retaliates with a bulldoze. Since we are now at risk to being outsped and crit, I make the switch to pre-poison the LingLing on a missed takedown. I then get the guts boosted Fake Out for some chip, then, rather than take the 120 base power stab Grass Knot, we make the safe switch to Yuzu on a takedown. The recoil puts Go-Goat into healing range, and we just go for a signal beam for under half. Yuzu then moonlights for some recovery as more bulldozers come out, but we shrug them off. So some tail glows and signal beams later, we're sitting at half when Victory Bell comes in. But the worst it can do is Poison Powder, as the signal beam just gets the one shot. We then take a slide that takes us down 5 stories in approximately 4.54 seconds. Now, if we make the estimation that our body character is only 1.5 meters, and these side lengths are 6 body lengths per arc, each story is about 2 body lengths high, 8 rings per arc, 8 arcs per ring, and the inside slide is about half the diameter of the outside arc, we can then estimate the speed the character must be sliding as an average of 3.3 meters for a direct shoot, up to 124.6 meters for a spiral in every level. This would mean a centripetal acceleration of 862 meters per second, or just under 88 Gs of acceleration. This would mean, medically speaking,
is not compatible with life.
This does now give us access to our next Oshi, Cha-Cha the Yamask. But since the next level cap is high enough, we can immediately get our sexy set of Latina anime thighs. A holo clip? Lysander, how did you get my number? You can't just cover up old filth with the new filth. Sure you can, it's worked for my toilet for 20 years. How dare you keep us waiting?
I don't even know who you are.
Ah, the power plant. Anyone else remember the rumors as a kid Volcanion was just chilling behind a locked door somewhere? Knock knock. Who's there? Interrupting our. Whew! How about some fresh water? They usually go for $200 a pop, but for you, I'll do 300. The grind never stops, even in a hostage situation, it appears. I tried to hide in here, but I think I got stuck. Bro got stuck in the urinal in a hostage situation, and none of his co-workers care enough to help. Which seems about right.
Which one of my children left my zap plate in the toilet?
Prism Tower lighting system activate! I think you call this feeling entranced, right? Yeah, Yuzu seems to really like this building for some reason. Now I have another great memory with you. Who's that Pokemon? Oh, I didn't expect the bee to be popping during question time. Electric gym time, and I lead off with Doki, whose prankster allows me to immediately get off some quick spikes that break the Magnetons sturdy as they come in. I then have Doki make use of Torment, since 2 Thunderbolts in a row probably ends any one of our teammates. And Magneton does indeed Thunderbolt Doki down to a berry. I then make the switch to LingLing as Magneton sets up the electric terrain, which does mean that Thunderbolts are boosted. Thunderbolt comes out, and yikes, that did a lot. And that wasn't even a crit, but I had no way to play around the crit here. They just do too much damage. At least we just get the one shot with a Vital Throw. Emolga comes back out, so I make the switch to Cha-Cha, eating an Aerial Ace on the switch and transferring the Mummy Curse. Emolga, as always, just Volt switches out, and I just throw a Will-O-Wisp into the incoming Heliolisk. After the usual Protect, I switch to Mint on a Thunderbolt, who just takes above half. We're dead to a crit, but Mint is fast enough that a Psybeam is able to finish off the Lizard from here. Emolga then comes out for a third and final time, as we once again switch to Cha-Cha to take the Aerial Ace and transfer the Mummy Curse. From here, Cha-Cha is able to Protect Stall and curse the rat with a Chunk Layer of Death until her HP drops low enough that we're forced to go to Doki to finish the job. Look, it's not like I'm trying to make myself stronger or baka. Oh, I know your scrawny ass nerd is tier 3 to multiple VTubers. This now unlocks our next mummy, Matara. Oh shit, wait a second. This now unlocks Matara, our bug mummy. Over here! Oh? Oh really? You're over there? It was just so packed, I could hardly see you guys! Out of the Dew Pokemon, I would say some of my favorites are... They're all filth.
You can't say that.
Jeez, Lysander, I was talking about when Dew Pokemon. Thank you for listening. Spoken like a true politician. Serena fight next, and I lead with Matara against Meowstic. And after a quick fake out... That was a crit! And a Psychic. And X-Scissor gets the one-shot. With my 4x fire weakness, this brings in Delphox. I switch to Cha-Cha to eat a Psybeam. You know, the Psybeam you use against the Bug Steel type Pokemon. With some Protect stalling, I'm able to get 2 Nightshades off for 2/3. But thanks to a Mystic Fire crit, I am not safe to stay in. So I make the switch to Mint on a Psybeam, who eats that quite well. Now it's just a simple Thunderbolt to... Mint, that was so bad! You know what? Unfollowing. Well, the Mystic Fire comes out, and we were dead to a crit, but since Serena never heals, we can finish him off. And to clarify, Delphox naturally outspeeds Mint 104 to 90, so there was a chance we were slower, so encoring the Psychic type move would have also ended badly. Absol just uses Swords Dance on the switch, and then gets a crit slash against Matara, but since this roach is thicker than a bowl of oatmeal, we eat that shit like groceries. X-Scissor, and that's another scary Serena fight dealt with. Oh hi Hex Girl. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see you in the new game. Oh? Litwick's Flame Body? Is for me. So this is the house? It is a scary house, so I guess we should go inside. Let's get this started then. It was a dark and stormy night many years ago. Lost, I arrived at this house and went inside, and I saw a faint outline of a man huddling in the corner of the room. I looked at this man in surprise. When I did this, the man asked me, "Can't you see them? Behind you, a horde of faceless men!" Would you be so kind as to tip me? Well, I always like supporting artists, like my girlfriend, even if the art is unfinished and terrible.
Ow!
Valerie's gym is up, and I lead Cha-Cha against her Mawile. And while she seems intent on setting up a bunch of iron defenses, Cha-Cha can easily get the burn to cut her attack in half, so that the super effective base 80 power Crunch only does 13 damage. Cha-Cha then curses the disobedient child before I switch to my own disobedient child, Doki. Doki? Doki, stop playing with yourself and get out there!
Jingle jangle.
Well, Doki can now eat crunches like they're Mint's hopes and dreams, and since Valerie heals, Doki can set up 2 laser spikes. Before switching to Matara, who gets crit for a 3rd time while only being in this video for 2 minutes. If this woman could attract husbands the way she attracts crits, all her worries would be gone. After the Curse of the Latina Mummy, a great band name by the way, finishes off Mawile, Mr. Mime comes in to set up a Reflect before getting one-shot by Matara. Matara then gets charmed by Sylveon, even falling in love with him, but she can tell fake love, and is able to hit through for the gym badge. This now unlocks our 8th friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, neither category of which seems willing to date this girl. She loves screwdrivers and water jets in the pool, weighing in just short of 400 kilograms. Give it up for Shy Lily!
Now yes, she could have just as easily been a Gulpin, since she talks like him when she gets into a boy's house. But that's not what the randomizer chose. And besides, then she'd be flooded with requests from me specifically about joining my rescue team, named S-Meeting. And I'm sure she'd love a job where she has to deal with me and team is meeting. I even promised that I'd spend the 10 hours required to get her the all-terrain perk if she joins.
It's not a submarine, it's not a plane, it's not a train. Come on, let's take a ride, we're talking all-terrain.
Also something cool is that all these girls, and my handsome boy, can learn Attract. But they can also learn Confide, so that again, don't trust them with your secrets. Including my boy LingLing. LingLing, no, don't reveal Bubby's real identity. He'll let us in. You'll see. I'll go talk to him again. Hey, I heard you were dumb enough to get scammed for your life savings by a fake Viola dating profile, since they promised you could make $1 billion in crypto.
You little...
I'm a nameless Team Flare grunt, and that's all I'll ever be. Have you considered a name tag? Please keep your arms and legs inside the ride at all times. Smoking is prohibited on this ride. If at any point you or a loved one, this ride is over. Get off the ride. We then have to mow through some Team Flare admins, but Shy Lily is big enough to cause some actual great floods, and also squirt just everywhere to drown the enemies in her juices. Oh, and I don't even know the proper way to use a big nugget. Are you telling me you smelted a Pikachu-sized sphere of gold and didn't think as to why you were doing it? I particularly like Pokemon that have a height of 12 inches or less. Bro, you're still a size king if that's your metric. Wow, amazing. Doki the Klefki is so tiny. Oh yeah, I forgot she's only like 4'6". But anyway, now that Doki and Mint are both on the same team, I can use them together in a double battle. Their collabs always go so well and are excellent team building exercises after all. Oh? Mint? You want to learn how to roleplay? I didn't think you were kinky like that. Oh, Doki, you want to learn how to play rough, huh? Now that one I expected. Oh, hey Mabel. Love your drip in the AZ trailers. Shame I just need to have Shy Lily flatten you with a single wave here. While we're up in the snow, check out the splits my guy can do while riding. Okay, Serena fight again. And while I have better mons, her Delphox is only getting scarier. I lead Matara to once again one-shot the Meowstic, and just as before, Delphox comes in for that 4x fire attack. But now since I have Shy Lily, I can switch to her to fire resistant. Psychic? Damn you, random AI! Well, we are definitely dead to another, and it's off to Cha-Cha on a flamethrower, because of course she uses Psychic against the Bug Steel type and Flamethrower against the Water type. These are hitting much harder, so with some protecting I'm only able to hit a single Shadow Ball, down to about the same HP as last time. And just like last time, I'm gonna have to switch to Mint to finish this off. Delphox goes for the Flamethrower instead of Psychic, and Mint goes all the way down to the red. Okay, Mint, there's no safety net this time. You need to redeem your previous terrible performance and lock in. Mint is able to outspeed, hitting a Thunderbolt, and... God damn it, Mint! You're a maid! You're meant to make the bed, not shit the bed! Doki, how do you feel about your bestie going down?
My condolences to myself.
LingLing can then fake out from here, and then Vital through the Jolteon and Absol. Psychic Gym now, and... oh, that's gonna affect resale. Olympia leads Sigalith, and I'd lead Lily. And... Lily, could you put any less effort into your attack? You're barely moving when you use Water Spout. Anyway, because of a light screen and a heal, it takes 3 Water Spouts before we get the KO. Slowking is next, and Lily goes for a turn, and... see, Lily, you moved like 10 centimeters. No wonder it did so little damage. But since this Slowking keeps yawning, I switch around until I get to Doki, who, with Torment, is able to guarantee no double yawns. It's then off to Matara on a Psychic, and we take the knockout with an X-Scissor after taking another yawn. Meowstic is last, and since it has Fake Out, I switch to Doki to shake off the yawn before going back to Matara to get the X-Scissor kill. Oh hi, Lysander. Pokemon trainers, I come to you with an important announcement. Listen well. Team Flare will revive the ultimate weapon and eliminate anyone who isn't in our group. I repeat, we will use the ultimate weapon to wipe the slate clean. I'm sorry, those of you who are not members of Team Flare, but this is a due to you all. Mr. President, sir, Lysander is going to destroy the entire country. Do we stop him?
Of course not. Send another $20 billion to Israel.
Well, let's not let that distract us with the fact that we get our second last friend, Haruka the Leavanny. That one grunt complaining about having no name has been really getting to me. I think everyone is important enough to be called by their name. Like this fella. You're not just another mindless goon. You're...
Z receipts.
I'm sorry, one more time?
Z receipts.
Nah, I didn't quite get that.
Z receipts.
Alright.
You wanna know how I got this name? What would you like to name your child? Oh, ew, this baby isn't mine, it's way too ugly.
No, it's yours.
Nuh-uh, I don't see no proof of purchase. I don't see receipts. A button, Joyce? Well, I'm a Sigma male orange-pilled brain maxer, so I'm gonna push that button. Now, if you'll excuse me, I feel like stretching my legs. Whee! Whether it's money or energy, the ones who steal are the ones who win in this world. Oh no, his brain has definitely been rotted by Elon's anti-Semitic Twitter. If there is only one of something, it can't be shared. When something can't be shared, it will be fought over. And when something is fought over, some must survive without it. Well, now you just sound like my sister-in-law. The only solution to let people live in beauty, a world without conflict or theft, is to reduce the number of... I'm not letting you finish that sentence! Okay, Lysander fight 2, and this time he's evolved his team, so it's much scarier. He leads the very fast and strong Mienshao, and I get my fairy Doki out there. Mienshao sets up a swords dance, as the dazzling gleam leaves Mienshao just a sliver. Doki, I think Mint is a bad influence on you. Well, this is now a giant problem. Mienshao knows high jump kick and acrobatics. I'm not doing damage calc since I think vibes are more entertaining. If it's high jump kick, I switch to Cha-Cha or Protect and he just knocks himself out. Please ignore the fact I forgot to teach Protect, but if he acrobatics on the switch, Cha-Cha takes too much damage and I need her healthy for the Gyarados in the back. A +2 on any of these moves likely means a sacrifice of a teammate if I switch. I just have to hope that Doki can take this. And to give her extra incentive, if she fumbles this, I'm going to throw away my custom-made half-a-heart keychain showing my love from the cow in the bin.
My condolences to myself.
After Doki is finished imitating Harold Holt's final moments, LingLing can come in and clean up the mess just like last time. Now this brings in Honchkrow, so I'd switch to Matara, who can tussle with the bird a few rounds before taking it down. As usual, the fire type comes out next, so we switch to Lily to surf it down. Finally is Gyarados, and Cha-Cha is healthy enough to burn and then protect Store with Shadow Balls to finish the battle. As for whoever we just lost during this fight...
Oh, I never knew how much I'd miss him until he was gone. Not that much, as it turns out.
I then travel down to the basement to find a bunch of guards that I have to mow through. Contact Lysander! Call for reinforcements! So you guys are just gonna leave me alone down here with the legendary? No? Yoink. Well, as you can see, I've obtained a legendary cocoon filled with so much power that what is inside can only be safely contained in this... Where the hell is the legendary? I don't know. Well, Lysander isn't buying my bluff, so he attacks me. On what appears to be the surface of the sun, he once again leads Mienshao, and this time I'm sending out a German to do a Cantonese's job. Lily tanks the acrobatics on over half and retaliates with a surf to hit down to the red. Well, Mienshao seems keen on acrobatics, and that was a close crit, but Lily can finish the job. Pyro is second, and I've still got 2 quad weak fire types and 1 regular weak. Cutting it close to the line, I gamble by setting in Cha-Cha against the incoming attack, which thankfully ends up being a Hyper Voice. Now baiting Dark Pulse, I'm free to switch to LingLing, only taking 35 damage. I then hit him with the old Fake Out and Vital Throw, dodging a Fire Blast in the process. I didn't even know this Pyro was capable of missing Fire Blasts. Honchkrow was third, and so just as before, I switched to Matara. He tanks 2 attacks, retaliating down to the red with an X-Scissor, that then eats a crit before getting the kill with style using Fell Stinger. The Mega Evolving Gyarados is last, so I switched to Cha-Cha on a brutal Aqua Tail. After the standard Protect heal, a second Aqua Tail comes out and crits! But Cha-Cha takes it like a champ and lands her Will-O-Wisp when it matters the most. From here we can go to Haruka on the nerfed Aqua Tail, dealing the finishing blow with a Leaf Blade. Those 3 crits were luckily never in a row, otherwise I think I lose one of my best mons in this fight. Hey Lysander, how do you feel about losing there?
I'll still kill as many of them as I can!
Well, time to make like a white girl and immediately take some selfies at the site of a genocide for clout. Should I tip? Yeah, I've already established I support even terrible artists.
How?
At least Mint has some company in the box with, you know, her least favourite human on the planet. Oh? Shylily wants to bounce on it? I'm not sure if I'll ever find someone willing, but if we do, we can give it a go. Why does this bridge seem familiar? Oh heck. Well, the first rival leads Delcatty, and I lead Lily. A Water Spout gets the clean one-shot, and second is Gudra. I switch to Matara to slug it out. She comes out on top as always, and then gets the X-Scissor one-shot on Greninja. Dance Boy is second, and he leads Talonflame, who goes for acrobatics. Hey Lily, your dentist must be so proud of those teeth. Why don't you show them off more often? Well, Lily drowns the poor bird as expected, and next is Roserade, with just the worst possible moveset. I mean, look at this! Well, with only a quad resisted move, I just have Haruka set up in her face, and then take the KO on her and the Crawdont. Dance Kid, that was a horrible performance. No wonder you grew up to be a Kodai grunt. Ball Boy is third, and I switch to Haruka against the Raichu, slicing through it, baiting in Aerodactyl. Now that Matara is healthy again, she can come in and get the one-shot with an Iron Head. And then also Iron Head the Flower. And that's the Bridge Gauntlet. They call me Queen of the Ice Rink. Oh yeah? Well, in real life, I know the actual Queen of the Ice Stink. And let's all be real, this gym has rarely ever been a challenge. Bing, bam, boop. At least now we have Ice Beam for Lily and Vex. Since the previous friend that was added was Haruka, of course the next one the randomizer picked is her toaster oven bestie Zentreya. And now with Zen we finally have a good answer to Serena's pesky Delphox. Time to pick a final team for the Elite Four. And I'm sorry Vex and Yuzu, but the others just have better matchups. So you two are staying in the box. So the girls I'll be taking are Shy Lily, Cha-Cha, Zen, Haruka, and Matara. Do you think Pokemon battling can ever be worthy of being called an art? Yes, and it's capable of being criticized. And as a side note, my feelings are capable of being hurt. Seabold first, and I lead Zen against Kloetza. A Thunderbolt gets the one-shot, then this idiot thinks his Gyarados can use his 4x super effective Earthquake against Zentreya, so it goes down too. Barbaracle is third, and our Thunderbolt only hits to the red. We're holding a damage-reducing berry for Rock in case of Stone Edge, but he goes for Razor Shell. A crit there would have actually ruined my plans hard, but we go unpunished and finish off the Barnacles after it heals. Starmie last, and Zen passes it to her bestie Haruka to come in and get the one-shot. One down, I pick Wickstrom second, again leading Zen as he sends out Klefki. Zen just takes a useless Torment and then roasts the set of keys for an early lead. Cobra passes second, and I switch to the pre-poisoned LingLing on a Power Gem. LingLing can then break the sturdy with a Fake Out before getting the close combat. Whoa. Nice ass, bro. Aegislash is third, and this could be an actual problem. I sent in Matara against a failed King Shield, but I'm not sure when it plans to King Shield, or how many hits we can take. Matara might have finally met her match in terms of being a heavy hitting tank. Aegislash hits a stab Shadow Claw as I Swords Dance, expecting a King Shield. It then hits a second Shadow Claw, which crits as I again failed to read the move and Swords Dance again. A Citrus Berry gives us one last chance to live a non-crit, and we just have to take it. The blade hits their third Shadow Claw down to the red, and we finally connect as an Iron Head gets the one-shot. Own Bug Seal is last, so we switch back to Zentreya to roast this fool, Texas style. And that's the second one down. Malva third, and I lead LingLing against the Pyroar. There's no use in Fake Out chip, so we just eat a stab Hyper Voice before LingLing makes like Bow the Whale and just spreads cheeks for the first line he sees. Talonflame is second, so we switch to Zen. And I gotta say, whoever at Game Freak whose job it was to make Brave Bird animation, I'm sorry about your life. I didn't think rent could ever be that due. Dude must have been on his second mortgage, 2 weeks behind on his loan shark payments, and 3 boxes of Afterpay on some Girl Scout cookies. Torkoal is third, who just Stone Edges on the switch to Shy Lily. But since we're basically at full, we can still Water Spout all over him. We can then Surf the Chandelure, and that's the third Elite Four member down. Last is Drasna, and I lead Matara against Dragalge, who tanks a Thunderbolt and a Surf as 2 Iron Heads get the kill. This now baits out Noivern with Flamethrower, which grants me the safe switch to Lily. We then take a critical hit Dragon Pulse, as Lily can then Ice Beam for Lily, that smile also looks great. Why don't you use that on your model more often? Altaria also goes down to a quad effective Ice Beam, and Druddragon actually lives one on like half? I did not expect that. He then misses a Dragon Tail? How the hell you miss an actual whale with an attack like that? How small is that thing? Bro legit saw Shy Lily and thought he'd be able to hit it with a 3-incher. Well, that's the Elite Four done. Diantha is easily the weakest champion, but I hope it's still an entertaining finale for you guys. She leads Hawlucha and I lead Shy Lily. I did promise her I'd try let her bounce on it, so as Hawlucha Swords Dance, Lily the Whale takes to the skies as the wrestler just Swords Dances again. All 400 kilograms of Lily come plummeting down for a super effective hit that just does over half. Okay, this is bad. This is like really bad. Hawlucha has a speed stat of 118. It currently has triple its usual attack, and it has amazing coverage. My commitment to this one stupid joke might actually cost me the run. Every single one of my Pokemon gets one shot by this, and it's not like it has high jump kick for recoil, it has flying press, so I can't even have it high jump kick through Cha-Cha for recoil damage. Well, I have exactly one play, and no more. Looking at Diantha's team, the Pokemon I need to sacrifice here is Haruka. You've been useful to me, and you will be missed, but this fight will go on without you. Then send it to LingLing, and with my guts boosted fake out, I do... just enough damage to not lose here. The tanky pseudo-legendary Goodra is second, so I switch back to Shy Lily on a lucky Fire Blast. Lily can then Ice Beam down for 40% as Goodra hits a hard Dragon Pulse down to our Citrus Berry. I consider surfing here to try and keep Goodra out of heal range, but since it's resisted it likely won't ever get Goodra into the kill range needed, so we just trade another round of Ice Beam and Dragon Pulse, and it's clear Lily won't be surviving her next one. As Diantha heals, Lily lets out a final Ice Beam. I'm writing up the funeral invitations as the Ice Beam crits and freezes!
Unfucking-believable.
Okay, I guess sometimes you just want it more. That's how you lock in a clutch moment. Well, 2 more Ice Beams does the trick. Aurorus is third, so I switch to LingLing on a Mist Thunder. The Borealis-less dinosaur then sets up a Reflect as LingLing, still copying Bao, spreads his cheeks after his first look at an unknown dinosaur. The monstrous Tyrantrum is fourth, and with a -1 defense, I'm sad to say, but I just have to sack LingLing for the free switch. A Dragon Claw comes out, and LingLing lives in the red, before, again, like Bao, spreading cheeks for the second dinosaur he sees. That's how you lock in a clutch moment! Well, because of the Reflect, Tyrantrum lives, and because of a Citrus Berry, LingLing lives. So as Diantha heals, I just use my final close combat PP and take him down to the red again. Since LingLing has proven his worth, I make the switch to Cha-Cha. Diantha predicts this, going for a crunch. It does half, so some nasty crits here would mean losing another girl, but Cha-Cha pulls through and gets the KO with a Shadow Ball. Ghoulgeist is fifth, and like a dumbass I click Protect as they go for a Phantom Force. Well, I switch to Zen, who is able to tank the hit on the switch. She then misses an Overheat, and gets an added Ghost type from Trick or Treat, before properly roasting this pumpkin. Mega Gardevoir is last, and we paralyze it with Thunder Wave before she lets out a Shadow Ball. Oh yeah, hit the added Ghost type. Well, Zen takes it like a champ before Matara comes in and takes the final KO with an Iron Head. And just like that, LingLing is finally in the Hall of Fame. We then get to go to an awards ceremony. We get a cool special medals for saving the entire country, and AZ, after literally thousands of years of pain and anguish, asks me for a battle. Okay. Well, Shy Lily absolutely rains on this man's parade.
Got him!
I know what I must do.